Do you want to know what kills the performance of a sales team faster than missed quotas? It's losing your top performers. Many of the sales leaders I work with are surprised to learn that research shows that over 3/4 of top performers leave because they don't feel valued by their direct manager. I've worked with many organizations in the financial industry and in the tech world, and I've seen firsthand what great leadership looks like and how it transforms retention. Today, I'm going to share a model that sales leaders are using to build retention and loyalty without breaking the compensation budget. The hidden cost of losing a top performer. Let's pause and get real here about what losing a top performer actually costs. Many leaders focus on the obvious, lost revenue and recruitment costs, but there's a much deeper issue and a much deeper cost going on here. It's really all about culture. When your top performer leaves or a top performer leaves, other people on the team are watching. They wonder why this happened. They start looking for problems. It can lead to an exodus, and it can lead to shifting your culture in a more negative direction. What I can tell you is with our leadability data, we've seen a 50% increase in leadership behaviors when leaders focus on the right engagement strategy. So what does that mean? Your top performers stay and thrive when they experience challenging work that fully utilizes their skills, clear pathways for growth and advancement, flexible working arrangements that respect their autonomy, a positive team culture built on trust, leadership that recognizes and values their contribution. But here's what often gets missed. These leadership strategies need to be proactively built into your approach. Waiting until the exit interviews to figure out why your top performers are leaving, that's like trying to fix a leak after the flood. 3 critical mistakes leaders make. Through our work with sales leaders, I've seen 3 consistent mistakes that drive top performers away, and they might not be what you think. Mistake number 1, treating high performance normally. Given that your top performers deliver consistently, you might think they need less attention, right? Wrong. Data shows that top performers need more meaningful engagement, not less. This means you need to build specific engagement strategies for your high achievers. Mistake number 2, confusing activity with achievement. Many sales leaders just focus on what's easy to measure: calls, pipeline updates, meetings. But top performers need their leaders to recognize strategic impact, like complex deal navigation, mentorship, or market innovation. This is where the leadability system really shines. It shows a 50% increase in leadership behaviors by focusing on meaningful metrics. Mistake number 3, waiting for the annual review. Your top people are measuring their performance and their growth on a daily basis, not a yearly basis. When they don't see regular progress and acknowledgement, they start looking elsewhere. The most successful sales leaders I work with create consistent feedback loops and growth conversations. They don't wait for formal reviews to address challenges or growth opportunities. These aren't just theoretical observations. They're backed by measurable results we've seen in financial institutions where we have implemented these corrections. The High Performance Retention Framework. Now let me share with you the framework that's consistently creating results with the major financial institutions that we're working with. This isn't just theory, it's a proven approach that's delivering results. Step number 1, individual growth mapping. Top performers need clear line of sight into their growth trajectory. This isn't just about sitting down and talking about their next role or their next promotion. This is about creating specific learning pathways that align with their interests and their values and their ambitions and with the needs of the organization. This is a more complex conversation where you go deeper with them to map where they're going to what the organization needs, and it's more complex than just thinking about the next role. Step number 2, performance-based challenges. Creating and developing your A players isn't about just giving them a bigger number or a bigger quota. They want meaningful opportunities and they want stretch assignments to grow and develop. This is where many sales leaders miss the mark. Instead of just raising targets, create opportunities for strategic client portfolio expansion, cross-functional leadership projects, team mentorship opportunities, market innovation initiatives. Step number 3, implementing a recognition system. Recognition isn't about annual bonuses or quarterly awards. It's about creating a culture where achievement is recognized and built right into the fabric of the culture. This means that leaders need to have a feedback system where they are regularly giving appreciation and acknowledgement strategically and in a focused way, providing development coaching to help your performers get better regularly, week over week, month over month. And finally, evaluation feedback so they know where they stand in the organization and they can see the bigger picture of how they can map their career within your organization. This requires focus and this requires intention. Now let me tell you how this framework is different. It's not just about what you do, it's about how you show up as a leader. When leaders commit to this approach, we typically see dramatic improvements in team performance and retention. For those of you ready to take it further, our Leadability System workshop can help you implement specific strategies to take your team further and create lasting change. I've seen this framework transform organizations. The framework provided the structure, but it was the commitment to showing up differently as a leader that made it stick. Implementation roadmap. Let's break this down into some actionable steps that you can start taking right now. First of all, write down your top 3 performers and schedule meetings with them this week. Before you get into these meetings, I'd like you to map out their current success patterns as well as some immediate growth opportunities within existing projects, and start to have this conversation with them this week. Over the next 30 days, I'd like you to implement weekly achievement spotlights. These don't have to be very long. These can be a few minutes, 10 minutes with each of your top performers. Create individual growth maps for each high performer and launch at least one strategic project to challenge them for each of them. And your next 90 days should include, at the very least, a monthly one-on-one with each of your top performers where you're talking about their stretch assignments and how they can grow and giving them regular feedback. See if you can set up some cross-functional leadership opportunities for these top performers. And then, as we talked about with the different types of feedback, create a structured feedback program, recognition program that you implement across your whole team. Here's what makes this framework different. It's not about rushing changes. It's about consistently showing up with your people, stretching them, developing them, helping them to get better, and providing regular feedback, honest, critical, positive feedback. For leaders ready to accelerate this transformation, our workshop can help you lay the foundation for implementing the Leadability System, giving you the tools to drive even deeper behavioral changes across your organization. If you're serious about retaining your high performers and driving sustainable growth, here's your next step. Book a strategy session with us where we'll map your current retention challenges, create your 90-day implementation plan, and identify some quick wins for immediate impact. Leaders who have implemented this framework have seen transformative growth and have built sustainable, high-performing teams. Don't wait for your top performers to start looking elsewhere. Click the link below to schedule your strategy session, and let's build your retention roadmap together.